Hello, Divine Feminines. How are you? I hope you are having a beautiful day. Got the camel and the butterfly there. I'm going to try to call out the cards more because the angles are not great for showing them. Okay, so let's get an energetic temperature on where you guys are at. I see bunny and bear. I feel in the energy right now, there's challenging aspects meant to help you. So you have black egg. Interesting, as that hasn't come out in a long time. And he has lamb, hyena. So we saw that in the last reading I did in fish. And then shark on the bottom with nightingale. I was going to say, there's a lot of darker energies here. And in that, I just mean it's more kind of fully aligned to the nighttime is what I feel. He may feel you're going away because I get this like sacrificial lamb thing over here where there seems to be him putting himself in a sort of a victim mentality for some reason. Although I looked up the meaning of that particular card, and I think I'm going to do it. Oh, Two of Cups. I think I'm going to do it again. Because it was pretty powerful. It was on a TikTok reading I did a while ago. It's an earth one, and I just remember thinking, oh, that's so interesting. It's not kind of, it says peaceful, prophetic, and patient. The lamb is the bearer of an important message. Its contents can only be heard when a deep level of quiet has been established. Lamb energy is honest guidance you hear from an old friend, a young child, or sometimes a surprising stranger. Through the lamb's messages, any channel through another person, the wisdom resonates within you, and it will repeat and reverberate until you listen. Approach this gentle creature with an utmost patience and reverence. Truth is a gift. Sit still, listen, and receive. And I want to say that that word receive has been kind of reverberating through my psyche for the past like at least 24 hours because it's just been like this feminine energy conversation has been coming up over and over and over again with many different people and many different situations. There seems to be a lot of confusion for feminines especially about what does this mean for them, how are they going to embody it, the question about money and happiness and how they bring their gifts to the world seems to be at the forefront of everyone's mind. All right, so let us begin. Lovers. Six of Swords, Hierophant reversed, Four of Swords, Page of Pentacles reversed, Two of Pentacles. Wow, we have the Queen of Pentacles again, but she's upright. The Sun, and Three of Cups again, reversed. Ace of Pentacles with the Page of Wands. The World, the Hermit reversed, the Devil, the Moon, and the Eight of Pentacles. So kind of reiterating what I was saying, that your gifts are being given a lot of fuel to evolve. Messages seem to be coming through. These cards are so fascinating. We have the masculine not doing much. But there's a very hopeful message here to me coming through already, is that he's consciously chosen love. So as always, as it always is, the way that I channel, the message came through. I was on calls this morning, and it seems to be a very prominent emergence of this idea that you know, the practical application of spirituality always comes first for me. And then I kind of get it through this channeled message. And so what we're kind of uncovering, or I'm uncovering, or whatever it is, I see this as a co-creative endeavor. Whenever I'm channeling for a collective, we're kind of architecting this whole experience together in a somewhat of a way. And so this separation has greatly impacted your masculine, and by that I mean your energy is not as available to him as it once was, however that takes its form and shape. You know, you can see someone every day and they can also not be emotionally available to you. And I think at one point, so I just drew the loyal heart over the chaos and conflict card. At one point, I think your energy was pushing onto him, even like it was so available. He was like, no, I don't want this, because it felt like, I always hear other readers use this word smothering, but it was just too enveloping. Like it was too pushed forward. And so that's what I'm referring to. I'm not actually referring to like a physical no contact separation, unless that's your experience. All of this is about energetic shifting here. There's been some sort of truth revealed in this separation, however that looks for you. You, I think, have gone through a lot of healing, even more like, I think his has been more in secret or hidden, and yours has been more public, or like people are more aware of your changes and how much you've stepped into your worth, and how much you, like, I really want to say, have turned the focus from like being focused on someone else to being focused on yourself. And that is like key, right? We have this beautiful Hierophant card here with the key, and the messages coming through lately have been in this sort of vein of you may have been going against the kind of traditional value that was handed down to you in some capacity. It could even be just the ancestral wounding that you were handed down. Like there's something within you that I I adore this card so much. She's such a baddie, and like she has a hawk on her antler. I feel like you decided, let's make sure there's no nudity on this card. I don't know, I'll just put my finger over it anyway, Actually, yeah, this is the Lovers. It's so, look at the burning bush, you're getting these messages, these telepathic, prophetic, spiritual messages handed down. And in this card, they have masks on. Sorry, there's construction downstairs in our house, and so if you can hear it, sorry about that. the Lovers with the Two of Pentacles. And in this card, there's a ship in the background, right? Which is that, you know, waiting for your ships to come in. That's the Wands card. But here, it almost gives me this feeling of, yeah, I did build something. Yeah, I am waiting its return, its investment to come to fruition. It's whatever this is, but I'm ignoring it right now, and I'm looking at other options. And this may be a familiar pattern, right? Because I've had all this video I just recorded before this was about how when we have an abandonment wound, which I'm getting off these cards up here, could be that you have a rejection wound, could be that you have injustice. There are 7 different wounds you can have, but one forms your ego. So right now I'm just dealing with abandonment. That's my main one. It usually causes you to be anxiously or disorganized attachment, and you seek commitment. Okay, so that's that pushing out energy. It's like you're really underneath it all. The message is really, I'm not enough. I'm not really enough. Not the meaning of this card, but this is what it's giving me right now. This is a spirit card. See that little holographic circle? It's like at the heart of what you're trying to Rubik's Cube out here, or Codex out here, or puzzle out here. It's like, why is my reality, what I build, what I manifest, especially in this direct mirror of my masculine, why, you know, we have the golden mirror right here in the center. Look at sunglasses and engagement ring. Like I'm watching you watch me. I'm seeing you see me. I see the reflection, and I see the, like, they're wanting me to say prima materia, whatever, the first material, right? Like we can see, I don't know why they're throwing alchemy references out here, but I guess I'll get an alchemy card. Is it this one? Or is it this one? You know, this is a very dramatic reading. It's like, to start off with the Lovers and the Black Egg, we've got some big energy here. So we're seeing each other see each other. And right now what we're seeing is that our backs are turned to each other. But in seeing that, we're seeing the backs of each other turn to each other. We're seeing that we're looking at each other. Does that make sense? It's the craziest thing I've ever said. The dead end. The forest. The threshold. So this is the mountains. There's a lot of big movement here. The village. And the storm. The box. The bridge. And the temple. So what, and then on the bottom is the beautiful ocean with the pearl. What a journey we have been on. This is the journey that they're talking about here, where we transmute this wound and we go on this journey. You notice it's like a snake, the way I laid the cards out. It's our side of the journey, right? The feminine side of the caduceus that starts on the left and crosses over, you know, I think it's twice. And in that crossing over here, you see that there's this card of the village with this circle. right after the mountain. I think we're kind of in the fire right now. And soon we're going to come down off that mountain into the village. Well, look how beautiful the bridge between the two hands is. You know, I don't want to tell you there's going to be more work after the mountain. But it does seem like that's the case. And so we have conjunction, right? That's crazy. So I never use these decks. But I just talked about where the snakes cross over. That is the conjunction. The snakes are about to cross over each other inside this mountain. Virgin's milk. Mystical sister. Beautiful. Copper. Silver. The drowned king. That's a beautiful card because look what it has at the bottom of the ocean is the pearl. Quicksilver, another pearl, and a fog, and the androgyny, which would be the crossing over of the masculine and feminine. We end on the red and the white rose, which would be the pink rose, and then against nature. So the bottom of the deck is separation with Chiron, the key, right? I just talked about that little baby with the key on the back of the Hierophant card. Seems to be the key to this entire thing is healing the wound. Oof. I got an interesting feeling in my body. Did not like that. Okay. You see that the snake is wrapped around the white rose here. I think there's a lot of that this mountain that we're in is created by this belief that we hold that what's coming through is like we have to face everything alone. And I get the feeling here that there's a consequence to be paid from trying to be too strong. Whew, heavy energy. Okay. You weren't created to... I know this is going to go against some things probably you've heard. Because I think in like the Christian community, they say like you're assigned to a mountain. I'm not a practicing Christian. I do work with Christ energy. But you've been taking on way too much. You have feminine energy coming in to assist you here, and that's going to transform if you allow yourself to open up and like be seen. What is that? Oh. There is a very pure energy of help coming in. It's like this candle in the darkness. It's like we see here two lights kind of in the darkness. The mountain in tarot is always obstacles, right? We have it twice here. You both are overcoming very big mountains. And this probably feels very alone, is what I'm getting. I'm feeling like this is causing a very direct divine connection. Like, I want to almost say it's like the hermit on steroids is what I feel like. You know, we have two boxes here. And There's definitely a phrase coming through that's like the only way out is through. You're going to get through this, whatever this is. It is going to really purify your divine connection. Like, I believe that's what this is there for. So, thank you, Spirit. Those were beautiful messages here. You know, this copper here, this copper, there's silver. They both show some, like, exposure to the elements. You've been exposed to good and bad. Sorry, now I have tears coming out of my eyes. So we have the sun and the moon with another rose here. The spider and the ibis. And then the pearl and the fog. And there is a shadow. There is also the light, right? So we never really understand one without the other. That's polarity. It's a beautiful analogy for our masculine and feminine energy, right? Because we have both, and we are androgynous to a degree, like we hold both of these energies. It never really is one against the other, as in any fight with a person, right? So they're wanting me to bring up the fact that, you know, you are moving into the end of this cycle here will be the reverence for yourself, the reverence for your body, the reverence for your connection with spirit, your reverence for, I mean, as strange as it sounds, I'm kind of seeing the Three of Cups as this right now. It's like your offering to Source is your life. And so that video that I keep talking about, keep referencing, it's like you construct your reality. You manifest an outward reality that's always secretly based on your subconscious beliefs about your wound. Your wound being, if it's abandonment, your wound would be, I'm not worthy of the commitment, right? If a parent abandoned you, it was this person made a commitment and couldn't see it through. And we internalize that and blame ourselves if that's your wound. And that shows through in everything you build. And that's a very long story right there. But you can see, like, the Hierophant upright has two keys at its feet. It could be the healing of both your parents. And it's holding this, which I need to research, and they kind of told me to do that the other day, and I didn't do it. It's holding this scepter, right? And the scepter, like, points in several different directions. But, you know, in the reverse, we see that the baby is holding the key. It's kind of a symbol, I think, of us inheriting trauma. Wherever our Chiron is, it's going to symbolize kind of our biggest wound. There are more wounds than just one usually. But so subconsciously we build with this belief that, well, I'm not worthy of commitment, and I'm really not even worthy to commit to myself, which is the big one. And so we see here at least 3 thematic cards of, well, I'm not really worthy of this commitment. And so we've all been working on that. And it seems to be kind of in its final analysis here of revealing the truth to us. The truth is revealed. You know, no one will ever really judge us as harshly as we judge ourselves. Even when people say awful things that we secretly believe are true about ourselves out loud, those things probably aren't as bad as the way that we've criticized ourselves, torn ourselves down, blamed ourselves. So there's quite a big message of healing coming through here, where Spirit really wants you to know how very worthy you are, and that it has nothing to do with who can commit to you, how people have committed to you, who's left you. It's like you've got to kind of take this into your own hands. We have 3 cards here of the Pentacle, right? The page, the Knight brings the Ace, but this is the Page, and then we have the Ace in reverse, and then also the Wand suit here. So in order for us to really understand this message about commitment, I do see communication coming here. It's just a pretty intense message, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think it would be quite this intense when I first turned it over, but you're going, it's like the key unlocks, and also vice versa. 2nd house, 7th house, yeah. This is very, the Cancer Capricorn axis is very, that's not that, but that's what it feels like to me, because that's a Libra, and that's Libra and Taurus. But it feels like Cancer and Capricorn to me right now. The key kind of unlocks the healing, and the healing kind of like turns the key. I don't know how to say it, but it's like the energy kind of goes both ways here, where you're going to need to speak your truth by being really brave to yourself. Like, first and foremost, you're going to have to speak your truth to yourself and really acknowledge the fact that there's a part of you that maybe doesn't really feel worthy of this love, of this commitment, of your own commitment, and transform it. So there's some very beautiful cards here. Well, could have ended on a better card. You know, there is 12th house, Saturn, and 6th house. So the Virgo Pisces axis is highlighted. We also drew the Capricorn card, the water card, Venus, which is Taurus and Libra, Scorpio, and Gemini, and Taurus again, and 9th, which is Sagittarius. So like all the mutable signs here are here, and 8th house, which is Scorpio. I do have my part of fortune in Scorpio, in the 8th house, sorry, in Capricorn. So these 3 I think are for me, but we are coming into this period of time where we will be reinventing our entire identity. And this is a great thing, but it requires us to be very secure in our knowledge that who we think we are really isn't us, and who we actually are is really a much bigger spiritual person. I feel like that's this water element here, and that we can love ourselves, we can honor ourselves, and we can also transform ourselves and transform our thinking, and we can have faith that even though we are kind of leaving parts of ourselves that no longer serve us behind, that aren't useful to us anymore, parts of our routine, parts of what we actually thought was the truth, we're choosing to believe something much better about ourselves. And this is the healing. That's healing, right? That's all healing is returning to the wholeness of who you actually are, which is this eternal spiritual being. If that's not what you believe, then replace it with what you believe. You're returning to your wholeness in your truth. And I really don't believe, someone should tell you what the truth is. But it's like, I love that this card came out, because I feel like the truth of who you are and what will be revealed to you is that you're the blessing, right? It's not you having blessings, it's you are the blessing. It's an understanding that you having this experience here in this universe is an integral part of this universe becoming more truthful. I want to say better, but that's only kind of in the context of moving closer to love vibration, right? But really, in Spirit's eyes, no experience is better than another experience. It's like the 3D perspective that makes it so. And so, again, we come with the triangle here, which I kind of mentioned in the very beginning. It's the down triangle, which I believe is the feminine triangle. We have it here twice. We have it here twice. And then we have this heart of fortune, which is kind of here, What if you truly believed with your whole being? So this is for you. It's not telling you what to do. It's a question to ask yourself. It's like, what if you truly believed you were the blessing? Not the $1 million, the house, the car, the new clothes, looking good on Instagram, or a trip of a lifetime, or the dream job, the dream partner. It's like, what if you are the blessing? So a lot of the times my problem with making spirituality and practicality is, it's like, we are here to live a life. We are here to be present, right? And this is giving me a new layer. It's like, we are here to be the present. And it doesn't mean be cocky or anything else, but it's like, if you truly looked at your masculine as if there was nothing he could bring to you, do or say, or take away from you, or do or say, not say, or not do, that had any effect on who you are, which is what I think the point of unconditional love for yourself is. It's like, you're going to understand and love yourself as much as you do, as much as you're capable of, in a good circumstance or in a bad circumstance, in a good job or a bad job, with a good partner or a bad partner. Like, yes, we are building this reality, and yes, this is being architected and structured to show us a mirror. And what they're talking about is that we don't allow circumstances to affect how we feel. We understand that there is healing here to do. And specifically, they are continuing to bring up, there's an abandonment wound, especially if you have any kind of narcissistic mirrors in your life. There's definitely work to do around that. But it's like, what if you decided your worth is not based on the validation you get, the checks you get, the clothes you have, the likes you get? What if your worth is just you knowing you're valuable no matter what? This is the goal of healing, right? And I think there's been this big recognition here, because I'm feeling it again, that you both really know that you love the other. There's like a recognition of love here. And it's a love of like the inner child. Like it's a love of innocence. It's a love that you feel is very familiar and understanding and beautiful. Even through the differences, even through the problems or the earthly, you know, I'm seeing this beautiful lover's card, and it's so profound. And on her side of the tree, the snake is coiled up the trunk. Again, so again we see the snake, her side of the snake. And that's a huge symbol of healing to me. You know, I feel like I lost a lot of people there because I went so esoteric, but that's where they took me. So, you know, it says a new way of being, integration, energetic upgrades. Oh, we have some on the bottom on the floor. We have Council of Light, which we had yesterday, and no. And it may be that I did get this message, yeah, like last night, like you may have to say no to some things. Like I feel strongly that there's stronger boundaries going up, but I don't think it's just because somebody told you to have strong boundaries. I think it's because you're really understanding your worth. Well, we got the Temple card again. Look at that. That's beautiful. Trust your path. Priestess, the initiation, great gathering in the mirror. Yeah, I do feel very strongly that there are female energies coming in to assist you if you're open to being seen. New friends, new mentors, new guides, new assistants, and a closening of the, is that a word? of already. And this is, I think, a result of a healing. For some of you, it's a healing of like a jealousy wound, like an understanding that nobody really has anything that I want or I would have it. Like it's this idea of like, I can have what I want. And I used to be kind of jealous when I would look at people that I thought had more, but you know, when I tune into the portal of my heart, I see like I'm building my reality because that's what's truly important to me. And it might be a bigger picture than other people can see. It might be a little bit more difficult of a path in some respects, but it might lead to a higher mountain or a greater outcome. Your guidance is divinely guided. It said, if you already knew what supported, what would you do? So if you are wanting more support, this says releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. It may be that you're ready to release the idea that you've held about how women are with each other, and you're ready to adopt, and I mean feminine energy, and you're ready to adopt a new like pattern where if you distrust a female energy, maybe there's something you find now that you would like to rewrite that. It says, call it in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So that's this entirety of this message. It's one of my favorite cards of all time. really, it's just a call to this beautiful energy of like, if you've always been surrounded by women where you feel like, I have to like dim my light because I'm too much for them and they don't really accept me or support me when I'm shining my brightest, I think it's kind of time to change that. And that may have been like me, it was my mother, who's gone now and it's been gone a long time, but I still carry that pattern in a lot of relationships. And that may be, this is how can you mother yourself, right? We may need to give ourselves the encouragement and the healing that our mother just couldn't, and still maybe still can't, right? There's a lot of healing that goes on in accepting. That's kind of a wound of abandonment too, is that we keep saying, well, if they did love me enough, it would change. And if you've ever loved someone with addictions, you know, like that's a very painful thing to go through, because you love them and you want them to get better and they can't, or they won't, however you want to see that. And some points to heal ourselves, we have to realize that we can't keep hurting ourselves. We have to choose to heal ourselves in that codependency. And I have been through that and I know how hard that is. So my heart goes out to you if you're dealing with that. There's a lot of guidance. There's a lot of people around you waking up, and it's probably partially because your vibration is raising, and you know, you hold a much more stable vibration that allows others to be safe in their vibrations raising. Okay, so let's get, I don't know, why do I want these cards? Let's just see what comes out. Unless I just picked up the Lovers and the King of Cups. Though this does kind of show silence, it also shows slow movement. And he has a horn right here behind his feet. I just get the sense that there is kind of news incoming. It may not be direct communication, but it may be some kind of news. Look at that. 3 of Wands. Tower reversed. Page of Cups. Strength. 9 of... Woo! Look at Alchemy. 9 of Wands reversed. 6 of Wands reversed. Karma. Judgment. 4 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, and 5 of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Bottom of the deck is the higher self. Shadow, 4 of Pentacles, again 9 of Pentacles, and King of Wands with the Page of Crystals, Page of Pentacles. I mean, what a card. This is the Tower with Karma. Tower reversed. There's stuff, you know, coming back from our actions we took or actions we didn't take. And again, I see this message of you learning your own strength, learning your own, like the depths of your strength. We don't get to be masters of spirit without the journey through the spiritual landscape. I'm trying not to like color this, tilt it one way or the other. it's like when you become a master of your emotions, it's because you've had experience with all emotions. And we don't just go through the light, we go through the dark. And they want you to really not be afraid. There is a lot of stability around you, though it may at times feel like there isn't, right? The Eight of Pentacles is a very positive card, but in this one it feels, in fact, I think I may have it wrong in this one. Yeah, I do. This is the Eight of Swords. That makes more sense. I'm like, what is this? It's the Eight of Swords. Orbs are swords. So we have the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Swords. So you are transmuting this self-mastery. You're transmuting this energy in your mind, your fears, into, and it makes sense. This is a past wound here, the Nine of Wands, into a new beginning. But it's going to take a lot of the word they're using is redefining yourself again. A lot of redefining yourself. It's like this is a very big, huge spiritual glow up, leading you to alchemizing yourself into basically self-mastery. I mean, that's what alchemy is. And a very new beginning that's kind of something I think you've dreamed or thought about having a lot. It's like if you keep repeating the same pattern again and again and again, and remember we had the no card, you keep repeating the same pattern over and over and over again, and you keep getting the same result, even though each time in your mind you're like, oh, this will be different this time. It never is different, right? In order to change that situation, you have to change yourself. And I very much feel like the masculine's already gone through this in the 3D, and that's why you're experiencing it in the 3D. And he's going to go through it spiritually, right? And that's that conjunction, that crossover where your paths meet. It's like he's ahead in the 3D, but you're ahead in the spirit. And then so I have to think from this is just coming through right now, that you're like more than halfway. That means some of you really, or yeah, this is the midway point. You may make, like, I remember a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. But joke was on me because I did do it more. And it's not like you really have a choice. Show the world the real you. A new romantic cycle begins. Emotions are running high. Yes, I saw all of these things in the cards. Your hard work is paying off. A fiery climax approaches. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Prosperity lies ahead. We got that one yesterday. Don't let pride get in the way. And win-win outcome is forecast. That was the last card yesterday too. And they're kind of really, look at communication is key, balance spiritually. That's crazy because I said that. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. I said that. Look at the bigger picture. Meditate and contemplate. Nothing is yet set in stone. Bring love into the situation. Yes, you are bringing self-love into the situation, and you are learning to speak your truth. I feel this very strongly. Is the stronger you speak your truth, the better that this goes. I see here Libra twice, Capricorn twice, Aries, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, a supermoon, Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius, Pisces. So a lot of energies. That's the sound of the Amazon truck backing up. Sounds like a bird. You know, the sea goat, the Capricorn, is the only one in the zodiac that can go from the top of the mountain, remember how we talked about that, to the bottom of the ocean. The lightest, closest to the sun, closest to spirit, if you want to say it that way, to the furthest darkness of emotions. Whew. And then Libra is the only non-living glyph, the zodiac. It's the scales, right? So we have up and down, and then we have side to side. Very interesting. Paul the Venetian, Archangel Metatron's Retreat, the 12 chakras, Lady Nada. I feel like these are pretty boring. Okay, and then on the bottom of the deck, we got the heavy hitter, Archangel Metatron. So let's start with him, because it's such a very powerful card. You are blessed to have received this card for the mighty universal Angel Metatron, who is coordinating the ascension of the planet, is touching you. He is illuminating your aura with his golden orange light as he works with your stellar gateway chakra. Your message is to relax and allow Metatron's wings to enfold you. Ask to visit him at his Ascension retreat in Luxor during meditation or in sleep so that you can receive his guidance. This may come as a thought, a whisper, or a feeling. And when you ask sincerely for help on your ascension journey, Metatron will open new doors for you and guide you. So Paul the Venetian is about creating, it's about expressing yourself, communicate your essence by writing, painting, or in any heartfelt manner, and using his flame of liberty. Archangel Metatron's retreat. So we got Metatron and his retreat. It's in Luxor, the spiritual throat chakra of Earth. This is so important. I'm going to read the whole thing. Archangel Metatron's retreat is above the Temple of Luxor, Egypt, where he holds the ascension energy for the world. He maintains this energy by bringing forward spiritual discipline, and he suggests you commit, you see that word? To a spiritual practice if you do not already have one. Luxor is the spiritual throat chakra of Earth, and as it ascends, people will communicate higher wisdom and link telepathically with all life forms. So we're bringing together, right, people, as I said. You are asked to send love and wisdom to all sentient beings. This card invites you to visit Metatron's retreat in your sleep and accelerate your spiritual growth. I am visiting Metatron's retreat in my sleep tonight. If you ask now and then you forget later, it will still happen. The 12 chakras, which is the one card, the Magician energy. Following the fall of Atlantis, 5 of our 12 chakras closed. Ascension starts when we once more activate our 12 fifth dimensional chakras. This begins to reconnect the 12 strands of DNA. You see, I said our DNA is going to change here so that we can reclaim our true spiritual and psychic gifts. Our guidance is to ask the unicorns to touch, open, and activate your Earth Star, base chakra, sacral, navel, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, causal, soul star, and stellar gateway chakras. Ask the angels to sing over you so that your chakras vibrate at a fifth dimensional frequency. I did an angel reading this morning for someone, and the angels are very, very close. In fact, the angelic veil is very thin right now for some reason. And because normally, like, I only channel the Elohim angels very infrequently because they're very, very high. And I channeled them pretty easily this morning, and they really want to work with you. So if any of the archangels, Metatron, Michael is especially present because he wants to work with our throats. But if any of them kind of show up, or you see signs of them, or I know there was someone working with Raziel and Raphael. If they show up in your reality, like they want to work with you, just ask them to. I awaken my 12 fifth dimensional chakras. And then Lady Nada is the twin flame of Jesus' higher self, Sananda. She is the master of the seventh ray of ritual and magic. Ceremonies that call in mighty forces are important, so you are reminded to bring people together to raise great light. A priestess in the temple of love in Atlantis, Lady Nada is bringing back ancient healing methods, helping the development of the intuition, telepathy, and wisdom, and acting for justice. Your guidance is to trust your spiritual and psychic abilities and use them to help those in need. I accept and practice my healing spiritual and psychic gifts. So if you'd like to claim any of this energy, you have anything to say about it, I would love to hear a comment. It really helps me. You can also put any kind of emoji, moon emoji, Saturn, whatever you want, and just let me know how things are going for you. And thank you for being here. Bye for now.